Greta Thunberg is going back to Gaza. Is that going to help the situation over there? Well, color me skeptical. The first time that she went over, she was intercepted by Israel, fed a bunch of challah sandwiches, and then sent back home. But here she's going back again to finish her mission. So let's watch this clip together. It's an interview she did with Sky News. We'll watch it together and then talk about it. But first, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Check this out.
It's not anti-Semitic to say that we should not be bombing people, that people should not be living in occupation, that everyone should have the right to live in freedom and dignity.
IDF has said to us that it's demonstrated its commitment to getting humanitarian aid into the people of Gaza, and it says that in response to your flotilla that it will continue to enforce the naval blockade. So I guess some people would say, what's the point? You're going to get probably deported again. Is this more about PR than actually progress?
First of all, it's important to add that by doing so, by continuing this blockade, Israel is violating international law, which is very important. And what we are trying to do is to use our rights to sail on international waters and to deliver humanitarian aid, which Israel are not allowed to block from coming in. And we know, we've heard from humanitarian organizations all over the world that they are blocking humanitarian aid from coming in. And people are being killed, shot at by snipers.
We contacted the IDF ahead of this mission. They've said that they have been delivering aid. They say over the last few months alone, 9,000 trucks have gone in. The reality is you're probably not going to be able to get your aid into Gaza. So how will that help, though? How will your mission help the people in Gaza, do you think?
As I said, Israel has an illegal siege and they are committing a genocide in Palestine. Genocidal scholars all over the world are saying this. People have been sounding the alarm for a very, very long time, and this is just a continuation of the suffocating oppression that Palestinians have been living under for decades. And as I said, the question we should be asking is not why are we doing this mission? Do you think you will be able to deliver aid? The question we should be asking is why is there siege? Why is this mission needed? Why isn't humanitarian aid coming in? Why are Palestinians being deliberately deprived of their means to sustain life? Why can they not produce food? Why are they not allowed to fish?
We know your views on what's happening and Israel's actions. Can I just ask you your thoughts on Hamas? They're still holding hostages. What would your message to Hamas be?
Again, there is a genocide going on. Palestinians have been living under suffocating oppression, and when there is an occupational force, this is not my views. By international law, people have a right to resist that occupation. And again, I do not stand behind killing civilians. But if we translate that into the reality, and which we are seeing how many hundreds of thousands of people who are dying in Gaza, how many hundreds of thousands of people who have been deprived their complete dignity and sense of justice and freedom by Israel.
Israel, when they deported your group last time, they accused you of being anti-Semitic. Do you have a response to those claims?
What we are saying is that we are demanding justice and equality for everyone. No matter religion or no matter ethnicity, no one should have more rights than any other, which also means that Israelis should not have more rights than Palestinians. It's not anti-Semitic to say that we should not be bombing people, that people should not be living in occupation, that everyone should have the right to live in freedom and dignity.
All right, let's be real for a minute. This is not about Gaza. This is about Greta. First, Gaza has no docking infrastructure for foreign boats. Even if the flotilla itself would reach the coast, there's literally nowhere to unload supplies. So everyone knows this, including the organizers of this flotilla. So what's the goal? Why send out the flotilla? Cameras, headlines, some social media clicks. That's really what this is all about. Secondly, Israel's naval blockade exists to prevent weapons smuggling. Hamas has a long record of using different aid channels in order to bring in rockets and military equipment. So pretending that this blockade is only there to starve civilians is very, very dishonest. If you want to deliver aid, you can work with the already established humanitarian channels, not little boat stunts. Thirdly, the organizers themselves admit that this is about sending hope to Gaza. Right? That's code for symbolism over substance. That's what's going on over here. Meanwhile, real humanitarian groups, they quietly get food, medicine, other supplies in. They do the hard work without press, without headlines, without celebrity entourages. Fourthly, Greta's whole brand thrives on visibility, whether it's school strikes, whether it's yachts across the Atlantic, or flotillas to Gaza. Her brand depends on being in front of the camera. Again, this isn't about Gaza, this is about Greta. So let's call this exactly what it is, a feel-good PR spectacle. There's not going to be anything delivered to Gaza. It's not going to solve the conflict. It's not going to help the people in Gaza, but it will deliver some headlines. And that, unfortunately, seems to be the only cargo that's on this flotilla. If you like this content overall, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Take care.